Week 6. I cannot believe it. It all starts the Commanders in town. Ron Rivera revenge game. Ron Rivera getting it from all angles and sides all week about his answer about what is keeping the Commanders outside of the NFC East. He, of course, said quarterback. We'll dig into all of that with Carmen Vitale, who I believe is one of the strongest voices covering the NFC North and all things NFL for years now. So we'll talk to her. I'd quickly like to shout out Max Issakow. Richard Issakow, everyone in here's boss. His son, Max, watches the show, and he's the boss. He's the only one on the depth chart, on the hierarchy, ahead and atop Richard Issakow. So Max saw that I have some lousy mugs. Marissa McBride's been trying to improve my mug game, but this one is awesome. It's kind of Eaglesy, Marissa. But Max, I appreciate you, and this show is dedicated to one Max Issakow, my real boss. All right, so let's talk about Week 6 here. We've got great guests, of course, but there's some things that I'm keeping my eye on that you need to be this weekend, and it's really, of course, that game. We got Kansas City, Buffalo. Von Miller is this matchup that we're all excited for, and Von Miller is why this team is a Super Bowl contender. He is why the Bills went and paid a 33-year-old edge rusher $120 million over the last 6 years. It was the game last week. That's why Buffalo has not been able to get to Mahomes in these crucial, pivotal moments of games where it matters most. We've seen it. There's lots of tape on this, lots of information. There's 2 playoff losses that we can point to, and Mahomes has had a lot of time in the pocket. He's tying his shoes, he's doing origami, he's doing whatever he wants before he has to get rid of the ball out there, throwing for over 350 yards a game and accounting for 7 touchdowns while being sacked 3 times on 84 dropbacks. These games against the Chiefs or why Buffalo made this move. And now we can see what it looks like on the field, because Von already is transforming this Buffalo pass rush. He's already bringing out the best in the young guys around him, and his presence really increases the effort on the entire defensive front. The Bills are now 6th in the league overall in sacks. He has 4 sacks of his own already. He's got 4 sacks already, 21 quarterback pressures. That's the 4th most in the NFL this year. They paid him a lot of money, and if they win a championship, that's the only way you're going to convince me and really anybody that it was worth it. And there's going to be a lot of talk about whether or not the Chiefs will miss Tyreek in this game, that too, but my eyes are going to be glued, of course, on number 40 in white out there. All right, other games. You know what we should do? We should bring out that the notebook with the big game slates. Do we have that? That's a good visual. Put it in the AV cart, pop it in. We're trying to get Carmen Vitale connected. Hopefully we get her. If not, I'll break down the Bears. There's not much to see there. But there will be a lot to see because, as Eric Weddle will tell you momentarily on the show, Wink Martindale is a game changer, and he gets to take on Lamar Jackson. That's right, the defensive mastermind who took the Giants defense into being a top 10 unit this season gets to try to stop this guy. I love it. I'm fascinated to see how things play out when the team that he spent 10 years of his career, a decade with, strolls right into town. And both sides are hot and both sides are feeling good. And it's not just the revenge factor that does give me some intrigue here. Wink was the Ravens DC through Lamar's entire tenure in Baltimore. He knows the Baltimore offense, how it runs. He knows what the MVP can do as well as anybody. So the question, does he have the key to stopping him? Is this going to be that sort of a vibe out there? So I'm expecting a chess match of epic proportions, and I literally cannot wait to see what happens in that one. And we'll see what Eric Weddle has to say about that, because he's been really vibing with Wink Martindale his entire career. But before the season even started, he said, watch out for those Giants. And I was like, why is he saying this? Why do we have Eric Weddle on saying this stuff? But he's absolutely right, and he's been crushing it as he revives that G-Men squad. The NFC East is the only thing important in the NFL. Like always, right? It's the only thing we talk about. It's like the creme de la crop. And so we stick with that for my last thing I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and it's Jalen Hurts up against the Cowboys, because the Cowboys defense is no joke. They're ranked number 3. This is your Sunday night football matchup, and I think it might be the game of the year. Hurts has been brilliant so far this season, but there's a lot left to accomplish if he wants to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is the Eagles franchise quarterback. Remember, this offseason, plenty of rumblings that the organization was not sold on him. There was a lot, people were saying, that he's a leader, right? That narrative happens. Oh, he's a leader. But sometimes when you hear that, the quarterback play isn't great, because when you're focusing on an intangible or something off the field, that sort of comes baked in like, yeah, but can he throw the ball? Yeah, he can throw the ball, and he has been amazing in doing it. So Hurts clearly is the answer. If he can continue to throw like he is, and they can continue to run like they're running, I see this team going to the Super Bowl. I think with their defense, their defensive line, and they've got some injuries and stuff to take care of, but I don't know, Sirianni, the whole 9 yards with this team. I love them. They, I'm trying to look at what they have to do, and they have to beat the Cowboys. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the splits. 2 career starts against the Cowboys. Philly has lost by a combined score of 78-38. Marissa, you can't feel good about that. 78-38. Hurts is 1-4. 1-4 in prime time in playoff games overall. Now, Micah Parsons is a monster, so he'll be able to neutralize some of that athleticism, some of the things that Jalen can do on the ground. So this is really a chance for Jalen Hurts, bright lights, prime time, where he's 1-4, to show he can sling the ball. And hopefully he doesn't do it like this. What is this? And if he pulls off, to move the Eagles to 6-0, the more intriguing storyline, of course, outside of Jalen Hurts being deserved to be talked about as, the face of the franchise going forward, no question. If Cooper Rush somehow loses this game on the other side, and, the Eagles lose their undefeated season at the hands of their division rival in prime time, we have a genuine quarterback controversy in Dallas. I believe that with all my heart. I tried staying away from it. I've talked about this a lot. Sean Payton sat here with me and said, "You're an idiot. Like, the second that Dak's healthy, he's going to play." Okay, let's see how long it takes for Dak to be 100% if Cooper wins on Sunday night. I have a feeling we'll have a Monday morning radio call from Jerry Jones into, Dallas radio, and he'll say, Dak's coming along. He's not really gripping the ball right completely. He's got a little, he got some cold symptoms, not feeling great. We're just going to make sure he's 100%, because at that point you cannot take Cooper Rush out. You absolutely cannot. They are playing a level of meaningful, simplified football, in my eyes, that's working for them. Sometimes they, I think, try too much when they have Dak out there. Maybe they learn that and adjust, but they're running. Tony Pollard looks good, etc. So that'll be exciting.